Damn, it's hot as hell.
Willie!
Walt? How you doing?
I'm doing.
How's that ticker of yours on this fine day?
Still ticking. Hot out there?
Ooh, real hot. I just saw a dog chasing a cat, and they both were walking.
Can't blame them.
Is Penny home?
Nah.
Boy, she's growing up, Walter. And she's a fine woman, all due to you. She was raised.
Well, they don't make it any easy.
No way around it. A single dad, a burlesque piano player at that, raising a girl like her, smart, beautiful, pure, all without a mama. They can't come up with nothing on you.
All right, Willie.
Say, what's the word on this boy? You think he's on the way? Oh, come on, Walt. Don't tell me you forgot already. You sure that thing's still ticking? Well, just this morning you sent me back to Tremay to grab the cylinder and cornet you were so keen on me protecting in my trunk. Not sure why, except that you said that it'd make this boy cough up some dough. Remember? But Buddy Bolden? You don't mean to say, Walt, I've been running this joint with you for 10 years, working my ass off to pay these fine dancers and these musicians something respectable, barely scraping by myself. And you never thought to mention that you've been hiding Buddy Bolden's cornet in my place the whole stinking time? What next? The cylinder's gonna be... Oh, no. 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 What? This is the cylinder. 1898. Just like Willie Cornish said. We could make millions off of this thing. Walt! This boy better be loaded. Let me see. Oh, it's broke.
Mm-hmm.
The middle valve stuck. Won't play.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta fix it before the white boy gets here.
Mm-hmm.
What are we gonna tell him? Won't play worth shit.
I never did. That's how I come by it.
How's that?
Well, Buddy was playing a gig down in Plaquemines, and the valve was stuck tight. I swapped this horn on the spot for a nickel-plated job that some kid had on her. Finished the gig with it.
So you bought King Buddy Bolden's cornhorn off a kid in some Plaquemine Parish shithole. Then you let it sit around accumulating interest. Wee! If that don't fetch him, I don't know what in the Sam Hill's gonna. Speaking of investments, what do you think this boy really wants? This little sport from Tulane hops right off the St. Charles streetcar, bright as a Yankee dollar, and hands his card to me. Yeah. Trenton Ulysses Hunter III, musician, student, and scholar. Tulane class of 32. And he comes right up to me and asks me if I could be so kind as to arrange a proper introduction. I told him, come back this morning and maybe you'd find some time for him. That boy don't know how to hear maybe. I got this already. Says he wants to talk about two things. First, he wants to hear all that you can tell him about jazz music in your lifetime. Your instruments, your practice techniques, your, and I quote, philosophy of jazz. Well, ain't that the limit?
Now, what's the second thing?
Doesn't say. Says that it would better be discussed in person. Maybe he figures that since you might not be in an altogether snake-killing rush to unburden yourself in full detail about number one, you might not have occasion so far as to get. You may not have occasion so as to get as far down his list as number two. But if you don't have time for this squirt, just say the word. You know I can make Tulane boys disappear out of the stage door of the Bon Ton Burlesque before you can say, Willie, fix it.
We're dying here, Willie.
Good morning, Mr. Ashford. I hope that you will do me the honor of introducing me to Mr. Lavelle.
Of course, with pleasure. Daddy, I mean, to say, Mr. Walter Lavelle, please allow me to introduce you to Mr. Trenton Ulysses Hunter III.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Mr. Hunter.
The pleasure's all mine, Mr. Lavelle, and please call me Ulysses or Trent. Most everyone does.
Please keep calling me Mr. Ashford, if you like. Might start a trend.
Very well, Mr. Ashford. Shall we get to the purpose of my visit, then?
You wrote, Mr. Lavelle, that you wanted to talk with him about two things.
Yes, Mr. Ashford, thank you. The first is that I'm hoping to learn as much as I can about jazz music and its roots. I want to understand the folk life of my hometown.
Well, we folks, and we live.
Mr. Lavelle, there's no denying that you're one of the best cats in town. And word round town is that you even knew Buddy Bolden himself. If you'd be willing to just talk to me and maybe teach me to play like you, it'd mean the world. Of course, I can offer you compensation for your time. I promise you, Mr. Lavelle, you won't regret teaching me. I'm committed to learning all that I can and paying you back for what you've given this town. I won't let our music fade into nothing.
Our music?
Well, what do you say? You were one of the last of those who were here when it was all happening back in the day. Robichaud, St. Cyr, Papa Celestin, Johnson, Ori, Armstrong. You all made jazz happen. But you're still here. And you can be a custodian for keeping jazz true to its roots by teaching young'uns like me. You'll be the custodian of jazz purity. Just give me a shot in exchange.
Custodians of purity in New Orleans. That sounds like a mighty big job.
Whew. And a mighty big mistake. Jazz isn't pretty. Jazz isn't pure.
Not pure, okay.
And you can't explain it in fancy words, that's for sure. Just look you here, put that pencil down, open your eyes, open your ears, just listen to the sound. Buddy Bolden King played in Johnson Park for folks like Willie and me. He played his music loud and proud for everyone to see.
1903.
Henry Bushaw, almost white as you, he tried to do the same. But even folks like you could see his sound was way too tame. 'Cause Buddy's still around. And if you listen carefully, you're bound to hear the sound. 'Cause Buddy, Frankie, and the rest of the gang still playing through the streets of town.
Man, he played everywhere. Rough places, glitzy places, you name it. Sometimes down near the Masonic Hall in Rampart, or at the Globe Hall downtown at St. Peter and St. Claude, you'd hear killings going on while he played. You could walk out and find 8 to 10 dead men on the way out, just the way it was.
Even happened in the Garden District too.
Yeah, that one time in Jackson Hole was a killing in the audience, and he just kept on playing. That's just the way it is, Mr. Ulysses. It's not all fun and games, but sure as hell fire. You could count on Buddy to play. He'd do anything to keep a crowd together. Together for the music.
On a quiet night, he'd take out his horn, directed right to the city, and he'd outplay anybody that you ever heard. 'Cause Buddy's still around. And when you hear his music, it's impossible to frown. 'Cause Buddy Brock and the rest of the gang still playing through the streets of town. Looking sharp as hell neath Buddy's lapel, he'd wear his lady killing sharp red tee. He wouldn't wear a tie, he's just not that type of guy. He got us dancing with the 1, 2, 3. 'Cause Buddy's still around. And when his tunes were blasting, you knew shit was going down. 'Cause Buddy, Jimmy, and the rest of the gang still
playing through the streets of town. Still playing through the streets of town. Still playing through the streets of town.
I'll teach you, kid.
Oh, God.
But there won't be any purity for me to guard.
Wait a minute, Mr. Ulysses. What was the second thing you wanted to talk about? The thing that was better discussed in person?
Forgive me, Mr. Ashford. Mr. Lavelle, only your music could have made me forget myself at a moment like this. The second thing is, Mr. Lavelle, I'm going to marry your daughter.
Walter? Are you here?
Marie.
Some things never change. Willie's still fixing things up for you as usual. You two are quite the pair. Never could compete. Well, anyway, Walter, I better get right to it. I've heard something about Penelope that I needed to tell you. Apparently, she's been seeing a white boy. One of her co-workers saw the two of them smooching outside the workplace last week and reported it straight to me. The apple don't fall far from the tree, I suppose.
Guess I'm not the first to know.
What?
The boy came to me himself just a little while ago, telling me he was going to marry my daughter.
Well, I'll be. I wonder if he's a handsome fellow. Oh, Walter, what are we gonna do? I mean, you don't understand how hard this is for me. My own flesh and blood, working away at the loom every day and the whole time thinking her mama ran away from her and there's nothing I can do about it. Not in a world where my folks wanted to kill you just for loving me. I mean, the same thing that happened to us is happening to our girl right before our eyes, except now things are even worse, what with this whole one-drop business spreading here and throughout the country. This boy might be seen as a nuisance, but not near as bad as Penelope's gonna be punished and scorned. He could just keep on living, like me. Not her. To think the kind of life she'll have to lead. And what they'll say about you, too. This is the first chance I've had to talk to her of growing into a woman, of falling in love for the first time. And I will have to do it as her employer. Never to acknowledge her, to guide her, to hold her. Walter, I don't want our baby to live a life like mine. You must tell her to come see me tomorrow, confess the situation, and promise not to see him again. Before we're in too deep. I'll take things from there.
As soon as she gets home.
See you later, Walter. Moonstruck, moony lovers, 'neath the oak we'd sit all day and pass away the hours, then promenade to Vucare. You'd walk me to St. Louis, to charter, hand in hand. We'd hide our stealth affection and both would understand. From lakeside in Gentilly to the Faubourg Marginy, I'm your Crescent City baby. I'm your Crescent City baby. I'm your Crescent City baby. It's plain for all to see.
I never want to stop spending time with you, Penny. But I'm worried about the loom. You really think we can pull through? It seems like just about everywhere else in the central business district is starting to give up. What makes the Thibodeaux loom any different? Come on, it's just a matter of time.
We are different, Mara. We have a model that's working. Remember how Miss Thibodeaux always used to give us that big speech about her parents? Right? 1884, and we almost shut the whole Thibodeaux family business down, but by the grace of God, the World Cotton Centennial came to town, right in Audubon Park. 250 acres of fairgrounds, money pouring in from the U.S. government. This business belongs in New Orleans. If we made it this far with the world falling apart around us, who says we can't keep it going? Have some faith.
Oh, come on, Penny. Sometimes you just gotta take things into your own hands.
You know, Mara, I've always wondered what it would be like to have a mama, but every time we listen to the radio in the past week, I can't stop imagining her.
Well, you don't have to imagine me. I'm here for you.
Mara, how come you seem to be hanging around my own house more than my daughter? Go home.
50 steps ahead of you. Penelope, I'll be waiting outside first thing in the morning to take you to the streetcar. Girls gotta work.
Yes, Papa?
Have a seat.
What's going on?
How was work?
Oh, work was great. Miss Thibodeaux's thinking of giving me a raise on account of my leadership at the loom. Fastest one for 3 months now.
Wow, I'm so proud of you, Penny, but I mean, not surprised. Like, we're Lavelles and got magic fingers.
And what about you, Papa? Working on any new acts for the Bon Ton?
I met a nice young boy this afternoon by the name of Trent. You know anybody named Trent?
Papa.
Says he's going to marry you. Is that true?
Yes, Papa.
I see. You are never to see him again.
Papa, you... You can't just...
Penelope, this world does not take kindly to folks like us stepping into the world of folks like Trent. They're even putting that into law right now.
What do you mean?
You got more than just a drop of black blood in you. That's all they care about.
But I love him.
You will tell Madame Thibodeaux about this boy tomorrow, and you will report it to me as soon as you've done it.
Papa, please.
Comrade, let's do this. I have limited time today. Maestra? Glowing. It's not glowing. I cannot do this anymore. What is going on? You know I love you so, comrade, but this is not what the act needs.
I've almost got it.
It would have been great if the fan could knock off my clothes without conscious volition, but it's not going to happen. Besides, it's much too simple. Let's try this other scheme I've been telling you about all week, huh? The Bellini?
I just don't think I can.
Wonderful. Now I will begin the dance of false consciousness. To the average layman in the crowd on a night out, our act simply might appear to be an impressive display from the infamous sleepwalking scene from La Sonnambula. However, as the act progresses, it will become absolutely evident that my act is a critique of bourgeois ideology. We will awaken them, comrade. I will be Emina and will represent the masses. And you, my sweet comrade, you will be Rodolfo, tempted by my sleepwalking, helpless state, but keeping your distance. As the act progresses and the tension builds, unlike Bellini's Rodolfo, you will realize that I must not remain in my helpless state, bound to a love that is shallow and empty. You will wake me up, my love. You will be the spirit of communism embodied as you remove my clothing. And I willingly submit. The audience will know that it is time for revolution. Now, Walter, maestro, ho qualche tempo, per favore.
Yes, just what we all need. A black communist screwing a white girl and tearing off her clothes publicly at the bon ton.
All in the service of revolution. Fine. I'll take my own damn clothes off. I suppose the revolution will have to wait. Willie, come on, my dear. You must play your part. You are tempted by me, but you are resisting. Here, just try reading this.
But, Amina, it would be wrong of me to take advantage of you in this state.
Not as wrong as engaging in a system designed to take advantage of you. All of you! Now, the last vestige of capitalist greed. Why did you stop?
Sweetie, we gotta cut the talking. People are not coming to the bon ton to hear the Communist Manifesto read aloud, and I sure as hell ain't gonna be hanging around on stage during this act.
Willie, I am on my way to becoming one of the most notable performers in this city. Within a year, I will extend copyright law to protect striptease acts as intellectual property under the U.S. Constitution. Don't you see that I'm doing the same work you are? These greedy capitalists want to come here and monetize everything. My acts, your music. They want to keep us apart, my love. All these laws about race and blood and mixing, that's all a capitalist conspiracy too. When we all realize this, we can collectively take this land back for the people who actually live here. We will be able to earn a real living from our work, and we'll be allowed to love openly and freely, my dear. In fact, the Communist Party Congress has already declared that race is no barrier and that it does not exist.
Have they now? Oh, well, in that case, I take it all back. Now that the communists say that I'm not black, maybe I can get hired for 1/10 of what a white man can make for doing half the work. Oh, and good news, Walt. Did you hear? We can tell our kind friends up in Chicago, down in Rosewood, over in Tulsa, across to Washington, and around the corner to stop raiding our towns on account of the occasional instance of some minor economic advancement. Or on account of us speaking out about, well, anything. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Well, someday you'll join me. I just know it. You're already telling them what they don't want to know. You just can't hear it yet. I'm going to class. Utopia and myopia in action.
Penelope, please come visit my office.
Yes.
Hello, dear.
Miss Thibodeaux?
How's work coming along? Everything in order?
Only one mishap this week with Elvis' pinched finger, and haircuts for the company went smoothly this morning. Slowest turnaround all week was 55 seconds. Our Weaver girls are finding filler threads and checking details faster than ever. Break corrections are averaging around 15
Very
seconds.
well, Penelope, thank you.
Oh, did I mention also that the new shuttle is...
I did not call you in here to discuss business. I'd like to chat with you about something a bit more personal. Because it will affect your role here at the Loom.
Oh, yes?
Well, I've heard rumors.
What about?
About something I fear may interfere with your ability to perform your duties here at the Loom and may get you into trouble with the law.
Oh. What do you mean?
I do not wish to make this harder than it already is.
What are you talking about, Miss Thibodeaux?
I do not spread gossip without obtaining information directly from the source. I am giving you an opportunity. Confess to me whatever it is you're hiding, and I will spare you your job, assuming that you correct your misdoing accordingly.
Miss Thibodeaux, I'm sorry, but I have no idea what you're talking
No,
about.
I think you do. You know how rumors spread around here. People can see you when you're in public. Go ahead. The truth will do you more good in the long run. I promise you that.
Okay. I suppose you're right, but I don't see anything wrong about anything I've been doing, so I hope it won't be cause for any changes around here. You know too much about me, Miss Thibodeaux, and everything I can do, but I've been seeing a white boy, and I know it's not allowed. He's a wonderful boy, really. He's smart, and he's kind, and he's a musician, and he's even...
Penelope, I am sorry and disappointed to hear this. But no matter how wonderful he is the law, and I would hate to lose you over something like this. Do what you know you need to do and call it off. Penelope, they know who your papa is, and they know what the law says, and in these parts, you don't want to be messing around with stuff like that. Trust me. You want to be the inspiration for the next tragic mulatto story? I hear Mr. Langston Hughes is writing one now. Don't sign up to be the star.
I just don't see why it's wrong. He loves me, and I love him, and I don't see why something like our color should matter.
The world is not what you wish it could be, Penelope. Now, back to work. And mind my warning.
Yes. Will there be anything else, ma'am?
No. No, there isn't. Back to work.
The world isn't quite what you wish it could be, Penelope. He loves me, and I love him.
but in dreams and all. But a girl who lets them get away is a girl who never gets a say. So take what you're given.
So what can you do? 'Cause this isn't living. You just try to push through. So I'm gonna do what I've got to do. I won't let them come back to work. It just makes sense to follow and be there. So hollow. Go back to work. Come back to me. I guess we'll see.
I won't let him take her from me. Hey, Penelope.
Hi, Mara.
How was the meeting?
You ever look at the sunset and just want to chase the sun? Beat it to wherever it's going when it sinks down over the horizon?
I prefer to just appreciate the colors, really. To think about how the sky is capable of making all those hues, like amber, lavender, mauve, violet, crimson, even chartreuse. I can't wrap my head around it. I guess it's like when I'm knitting. You know, I'm not really thinking of where I'm going, just where the stitch is taking me right then.
I guess I see what you're saying. You know, sometimes I don't know where good old Cassie is going to take me when I play. You know, that's the magic of jazz. That you learn the ropes, and then the ropes learn you.
Come to think of it, you do spend a lot more time taking Cassie around town than you do me.
Oh, come on now. You know she's just needy. But our oak, I don't know how he does it. Hundreds and hundreds of years in the same spot. It's unbelievable.
That's what makes him so special. Like, he's content right where he is.
I can't believe nobody's figured out this spot yet.
No, just us, good old Oak and Mr. Sycamore.
You know, most people never look beyond their own front porch.
Well, thank God they don't.
Penelope, there's something I gotta tell you.
Come to think of it, me too.
What is it?
Miss Thibodeaux took me aside at work today, and she said I'm never to see you again. Or else my hopes for any future job security will be tossed aside.
All of a sudden?
She said she found out about us and she wanted a confession, and I couldn't lie to her about us, Trent. You understand that, right?
I know. But say we don't need to think about that. We don't need to think about them. We got us, and we got our spot. Ain't that enough?
We're gonna just hide forever? You know, spend our whole lives hiding away in this park? And now my papa knows too, Trent, and he's not happy. Trent, I'm sorry.
Actually, Penelope, I wanted
There's no hope for us. I was stupid to think that...
Penelope! Look, I know it's bad, but frankly, I'm a white man and a man of means, and that is something for us. And anyway, I gotta tell you...
That's something for us? What is it?
All I was trying
I gotta
to
go.
say... Penny,
I gotta go check on my dad. He's not feeling well.
I still don't understand why you can't at least recite the lines from backstage.
It's out of the question. We should go back to the fan number.
No! Willie, don't you understand? I have a platform here. I have an obligation to use it to do good, and it's about time our country caught up with the rest of the world and joined the revolution.
We are far from a revolution here.
How do you explain Kingfish, then? He's just the beginning. You know, Marx once said...
I don't give a rat's ass about what Marx once said. This ain't Russia. You ever even been? It's no wonder they say race doesn't exist. The darkest skin they seen there is lighter than the whitest captain of the mystic crew of Comus.
If we can't do any good here, why stay? Darling, come to Russia with me. We'll make a life fighting for the people. You can play your music and I
know Paul Robeson. When we play that music, the people will flock. They don't come to hear the musicians talk. When we play that music, people hear, they know exactly what's happening. We keep those lips smacking. The right way to play is the way that we do. You wake up each day and ain't nothing new. We're poor and we're hungry. We're playing our Lord for sweet, happy moments, chord after chord.
You say it yourself. You play for the poor, but you won't join the battle to give them some more. If you really cared, you'd take up the fight. Use your music as power. Use it now to make right.
It ain't just about money. It ain't just about class. There's a hell of a lot more, honey, making life a pain in the ass. I'm from New Orleans through and through. This is my home. I'm not running away from my people just when they're most alone.
What about me, baby? What about me? Come along and you'll see, baby, what it is to be free. We'll join the people. You'll love how you want. No need for a steeple. Have a girl you can flaunt.
My music is here, so is Daddy L. You won't catch me leaving, except to go down to hell. I don't want to marry it. I don't want nothing to do with the damn proletariat. Thank God you're here. Carmia's been begging me to move to Siberia with her.
Well, anyway, Trent is coming over soon, so.
Oh, good. The more we keep him here, the more we keep her away from Penny.
Mr. Lavelle, good morning. What's on the docket for today, sir? These tunes are starting to blur. I get them each week from the Sunday news, but all I do is riff over blues.
Let's take a different tune today. French opera piece, not hard to play. Then make it jazz time just like this. Now that's what I call a French kiss.
Now let's hear you play a nice little stomp today.
Yeah, that reminds me, why did Jelly Roll call it the King Porter Stomp? What's that refer to?
Well, his name was Porter King, and people stomped when they heard the tune. That's all there is to it, kid. Now let's hear you play something. Used to be that piano players here would make a killing in just one night. Tony Jackson made $1 million from just 1 2, and we was doing quite alright. Oh yeah, we was doing quite alright. You see, we could make $1 million in just one night, and we was doing quite alright. You know, Tony could take any tune from any style, double it, triple it, flip it upside down, and hang it from his head, and he never missed a beat. Now show me what you got, Trent. Show me what you've been cooking up. Yo, that little white boy Kid Ross is gonna have to watch his back. Trent Ulysses Hunter the Third is coming into the scene. I see ya. I see ya. Okay, Trent, let's see that two-lane education in action. Play me some William Tell.
All right.
Good. Now play it hot.
What do you mean by that in musical terms? You mean filling in the space, turning quarter notes into sixteenths, throwing in some syncopation, that kind of stuff?
There's a hell of a lot more to it than that, Trent. Just come on, play something. Now you gotta have some drive. You gotta kill yourself playing this music. Put your goddamn soul into the song and tell William something that he's gonna remember. Sheesh.
Okay.
Better. Willie, tell, come on now, Willie, tell. Tell us what we need to know. Willie, tell, come on now, Willie, tell. Come on and give this fella something to show. Willie, tell, come on now, Willie, tell. Come on and give this fella something to show.
Mr. Lavelle, good morning.
You've been coming here for a month now. No more Mr. Lavelle. It's Daddy Lavelle around here.
Daddy Lavelle, got it.
Really? You had to write that down?
I can't wait for our lesson today. By the way, I came to yesterday's show, and man, I couldn't help but just watch you the whole night. I have never heard anything like that kind of playing. To think I have the blessing of studying with you right in the heart of where all this music began.
Nice words, Trent. But you know, jazz ain't happening here anymore. It's long since moved on. Now you got white high school kids who call themselves the Austin High Gang in Chicago playing our music like they invented it. Matter of fact.
What do you mean it's not happening? There couldn't be anything more happening than what I heard last night.
Used to be that these parts were the stomping grounds for all the great pianists of our time. Could easily make $100 a night if you played like Walter. But nowadays, every dollar is a struggle. The guys earning any money from this all going up to Chicago or New York. Armstrong, Jelly Roll, King Oliver, Kid Ory, Boucher, Freddie Kebbard, Johnny Dodds. They're all done or doing their time in the Windy City. Even Tony moved up there quick and never left. But Walter and I, we ain't about to start playing music for some white-ass wealthy folk who couldn't care less about us up in Chicago or New York. And we wouldn't have the money to do it even if we wanted to, but that's where the action is now. If you want to play, if you want to be heard, that's where you gotta be.
Now let's come on and get going with this lesson.
But I can't leave Penelope.
Do you care about doing this or not? Face the reality. Jazz has moved on. Walter taught you all that he can teach you. Now you gotta go where the music is, where the action is. Penelope can wait. Music can't. You wanna make something happen for yourself or not?
Why does it gotta be this way? Jazz belongs here. This is where it's all from.
Ain't nothing like the music we make here, that's for sure. But nowadays, moving up and out is a rite of passage. You gotta be there and see what's happening, and it'll be steady work, which you can't find here hardly anywhere these days. For a sax cat like you, especially. Ain't much here for you, not to mention that Century of Progress fair happening. All the cats looking for work are finding it there in that Rainbow City. It's Chicago or bust.
Okay, I suppose you're right, but maybe Penelope will come with.
Hop on the train, take it all in. So much to gain and hearts to win. You can be part of it all. Get you a start, have you a ball. If you go, if you go, if you go to Chicago, Chicago, chase your dreams to the windy city, the windy city, the Rainbow City, sprinkled with jazz. The music's hot and the girls are pretty. Don't lose your shot like Willie and me. Follow the cats like Jelly and Sid. Dance halls downtown, then Broadway and film. Live like a king, do like Louis did. Chicago, Chicago, chase your dreams to the windy city, the windy city. Merchandise mart, the shed to explore, hit the pubs, midway clubs, and so much more. Play for a crowd of patrons like you who study jazz hard, then spread it too. If you wanna be known, if you wanna be heard, if you wanna do something first, second, or third, you gotta go, you gotta go. Chicago, Chicago, chase your dreams to the...
Gorgeous day for some music in the park, don't you think? Hey, check out this new tune I learned.
Not now, please, Trent.
What do you mean, not now? There is always time for some music. Come on.
Stop.
What's wrong?
What's wrong? You know exactly what's wrong. I'm not allowed to see you. My father has been sick, and this morning, while helping Papa get out of bed, he tells me that you're moving to Chicago.
I only just decided that, and it's because Willie and your father himself told me it's the only way I'll ever build a career.
Decided? Already? How come I never find these things out from you? I didn't even know you were seeing my dad until Mara comes and tells me some white boy's been practicing with him while I'm at work. And then suddenly my dad tells me you're shipping off to leave me and that your first priority will always be music and not me.
Oh, that's...
Watch yourself. Don't forget what he's done for us both.
I'm sorry. But you know I love you more than anything in the world. And that's why I want you to come to Chicago with me.
Chicago. Trent, you know I want to be with you, but I've got dreams too. Someday I'm going to take over the loom and make it my own business, and I can't leave Miss Thibodeaux's. She needs me, and I need her.
I could say the same about your papa, but he's right that the real opportunities are north. Just imagine what we could both accomplish in Chicago. Folks around the country are struggling. Who's going to buy your products down here? Nobody's buying wool today. People are hardly earning enough to eat. But in Chicago, there are enough rich folks to sustain your business, maybe even who will invest in your future and mine.
They're struggling plenty up there too. And besides, I can't just leave home. Everything I've always known. And Trent, look around. Can you really just get up and leave?
Leave a world that won't celebrate or accept your father on account of his skin color. Leave a world that won't let us love each other. You know, I'm happy to leave that world.
The world that gave me my dream job, or that gave you your music, or that gave us this park and each other. Remember when we take our walks around the cypress groves and sit down on the grass hand in hand. We were only 14 then, hadn't even kissed, and somehow we were part of this great land.
Lying on our backs on a cozy Saturday, daydreaming. We were rich as Carnegie, dancing round a field, you a flapper, me your fella, while singing songs in two-part harmony. We'll sing forever, your hand in mine, and never leave each other's hearts, 'cause you have mine and I have yours, under the live oaks and sycamores.
And if it happens that you should go
and leave my side, I hope you know your heart is mine and mine is yours, under the live oaks and sycamores. No matter what happens now,
'cause it won't be the same.
You're here with me,
and me with you,
and these darn trees are to blame. I won't be leaving forever, I promise. Give me 1 year. I'll come back with a faithful fan base, a budding musician. Nothing else will change. 1 year from today, we'll be sitting here, holding hands, and singing again just like nothing happened.
Trent, will you even consider staying? Look, I have to show you. This is my dad's. He doesn't trust anybody with it except for me and Willie, but you should know, this is a Buddy Bolden wax cylinder. 1898. Papa has a whole collection of stuff from his younger days, of instruments, cylinders, photographs of the greats. And I've been thinking, you're right. Miss Thibodeaux's business is doomed the way the economy's been, but there is a future, and not just in Chicago. Okay, Kingfish got elected with radio. That's the way of the future. And Jack L. Cooper's been changing the world from Chicago with his all-Negro hour, showcasing all kinds of great musicians and artists. And if I keep impressing Miss Thibodeaux, someday she might pass the factory on to me. And if she does, I want to turn it into a radio station. Play Papa's records and collect some of my own. You and me, Trent. You could even play on our station. And the great thing about radio is nobody could see us. We could be together all day and nobody could stop us. This is where music is really headed, and you don't have to leave. So what do you say?
Holy moly, I can't believe this is really Buddy himself. You just brought that right into City Park. If only these innocent passerby knew what you had in your bag. Wowee! With this in your clutches, you'd really have a platform to show people what jazz is all about. A clean line from Buddy right to your Papa. Pure jazz.
There's no such thing as pure jazz. Trent, look around. As long as Mr. Oak and Sycamore have been here, they've been changing. You know, their roots are always growing, and one day they'll fall down. There's plenty of changes going around right here, and it's going to be the same with radio. You're going to want to hear things changing. With me, you don't have to leave.
Buddy Bolden Cylinder.
So, does that mean you're staying?
Penelope, I just don't know. What are the odds you're right? And even if you are, do you really think you're going to get the shop and be able to just start a radio station? You don't have the money for that. And besides, don't you think your Papa knows best of anyone where the music is going? I want to learn from the big cats, the ones who started it all.
Oh, so Papa's not enough.
I don't know, Pen.
I'm not enough.
Of course, you are, Penny.
I can't wait for you forever, Trent.
Well, how long will you wait?
I can't tell you that. But it's me or Chicago. We'll sing forever, your hand in mine, and never leave each other's hearts, 'cause you have mine, and I'll have yours, under the live oaks and sycamores.
She's working away, thinking I'm here to ruin her life, weaving and spinning and running away, 'cause she wants to be his wife. Her mama could help her make sense of it all. Her mama could show her the way. But Mama said she had no more to discuss. No, Mama's got nothing to say. It's the same routine day after day.
Papa, how are ya? I brought you some tea.
Penny, I love you, you know.
Papa, I love you. Get better for me.
Penny, you know where I'd like to go.
The piano.
We can sing together all day. We can sing together, there's no more to say. I can tell what she don't wanna hear. The truth is, Penny, the end is near. We can sing together all day. There's nothing more I can say.
I wish I could tell her how I really feel. I wish he'd say something at all. I can't get her off of my mind every day. but I got nothing to say. No, I got nothing to say. No, we got nothing to say.
All aboard! Wax to the front, 5 cars, colors to the back. Maids and servants permitted in cars 4 and 5.
Hop on a train, take it all in. So much to gain and hearts to win. You can be part of it all. Get you your start, have you a ball. If you go, if you go, if you go to Chicago, Chicago, chase your dreams to the windy city, the windy city, the rainbow city sprinkled with jazz. The music's hot and the girls are pretty. No turning back now, the choice has been made. I'm gonna make music and I'm getting paid. I'll make it work, I'll make it happen. Find me a gig where the bass is slapping. Chicago, Chicago, chase your dreams to the windy city.
I'm out for the day, girls. Go home and get some rest. Oh, Penelope. That lagniappe for me?
Sorry, Miss Thibodeaux. I'm making this for my papa.
It's mighty pretty. You gonna stay here all night working on it?
No, ma'am. Gotta get home real soon.
Well, send your papa my best, dear. Mara, pass the vacuum before you leave, you hear?
Yes, ma'am. That's some beautiful weft work you've got there, Penelope. What are you working on?
Oh, well, I don't know. This is just for fun. I wanted to make something with all different colors and fibers.
I'm surprised you have time for that.
I finished early today. This is how I relax. But I should probably head home, else Papa will start making assumptions. So.
Assumptions? About what? You know, you never told me what he pulled you aside to talk about that one time I was over.
Oh, that was just something about work. But he's not doing well. I have to get home.
Wait.
What?
Penelope? Well, I need you to know that I know about Trent.
Trent? What?
I know you're seeing a white boy, and I know you're in love with him.
Well, what of it? That's my business. And besides, how
As
do
your
you
friend, it's my business too. Sometimes we can't always see the harm we're doing to ourselves and others.
What harm has it done? What?
You say you love the boy all out. You say he does no harm, no doubt. You say you're gonna keep him in your heart. Just take a look at the facts, Penny. Look at his selfish acts. They're plenty. It's hard to even know where I should start. Chicago, Chicago. He ups and leaves you. Chicago, Chicago. He And your papa isn't doing so hot. Thank God there's Trent. Oh wait, there's not. Is a boy like that worth the price you'll have to pay? I think you know the answer. At least I pray. Come on, pretty penny. You don't have to settle for that. For a boy who would run off, abandon you, and leave you real flat. Come on, pretty penny. You got people who love you right here. And Papa is home and he's sick and in need. With me, you've got nothing to fear. There's a bar where I live, where I like to go late at night. It's a place to forget, to forgive. It's a place where you'll feel alright. In the quarter we love as we like. At Cafe Lafitte's they won't call you a dyke. But even we know it is not apropos to walk publicly with your white beau. Come on, pretty penny, I'm just looking out for you. Come on, pretty penny, I know you know what you've got to do. Write him a letter, see if he cares, or if all of this time he was putting on airs.
You're right. Oh, he's just got to know about Papa. He'll be devastated and he'll come right home. I just know it. I'll write to him now. Thank you, Mara.
Come on, pretty penny, I'm just looking out for you. Come on, pretty penny, you know what to do.
I gotta run home to Papa now. I don't know if he's gonna make it, Mara. So, can you take care of sending this to Trent for me?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
A city great in physical, moral, and spiritual achievement, and a city full of hope and full of confidence in the far greater destiny that lies before it.
All right, guys, you can take 5.
Hey there, I need a good rhythm section and some good brass and winds. $4 a person. Anybody free for the day?
Oh, where are you going?
Hey, can Mick and I stop for a bite over at the Sears building before we head off? Apparently the B&G cafeteria's got hot roast beef for only 25 cents there today. Give us the money up front. Lord knows I'm using it here.
Well, all right, just hurry back. We don't have all day.
Well, I don't think those guys are coming back. They finally get an opportunity for some fine dining where the coloreds aren't allowed. Sure as hellfire they're going to spend all the money you gave them there. It'd only be fair for you to pay the rest of us now, the ones who are actually sticking with you.
Look, the Human Wonders Freak Show. Up next, the Human Cyclops.
Can we stop in there for just a few minutes? I've been hearing about this guy for weeks.
I suppose so. I'm curious myself.
Well, hello there, boys. You've come to the right place.
We gotta get out of here. This sure as hell ain't the Cyclops. Hey, wait a second. Where did you all go? That took longer than expected. Come on, boys, let's go find a place to play. That was some real music in there. I hope those boys are getting decent pay.
Are you kidding me? The colored boys who play in there live off tips. They don't get salaries like the real musicians here. They hardly even read music, most of them.
Well, no salary, but there were some fine players in there, huh? So according to this map, nearby is Midget Village and Darkest Africa.
Darkest Africa? We gotta go there. I hear they have real Africans doing some wacky tribal stuff, chanting and dancing like monkeys.
You know, I'd go down to the depths of hell before watching something like that.
That so? Well, take us down to Ripley's torture chamber then. Come on, to the human freak shed. Me and the rest of the boys don't get a chance to see the grounds very often. Come on.
Okay, fine, but let's be quick about it. I'm here to play music, not dilly-dally around.
You can play music your whole life, ain't nothing to it. When are you gonna be able to see a lady with 6 arms again?
Welcome to Living Wonders for the Fearless Only. Come down to the depths of our torture chamber to prove your bravery. And watch out for Stella the Geggadee. She's 300 pounds and has 6 arms. You better watch your back. But if you make it past the torture chamber, you will be rewarded by the fortune teller Tiresias, who will read your fortune free of charge.
Here for your fortune? Come on in.
It's really free?
The first minute is. After that, it's $2 per minute.
Oh, well, all right.
Please, look into my crystal ball. Ah, this is easy. You don't belong here. I can see you're on a voyage of self-discovery, but it won't last for long. You see a ding! Oh, I'm so sorry. We're out of time. Would you like to hear more? That'll be $2. Come on. Up here, money, $2. Here, I can't reach that. Over here. Where is my money? Oh. Where was I? Yes, you will be making your way home soon, but things won't be the same. You may have to overcome some challenges you didn't even know existed, and beware of your temptations. Do not see to them before your turn. Follow, ding! Oh, time again. Come on, up here. Come on! Oh! Nice aim! Anyway, follow your heart. Do not reach for fame and glory as you travel. Your glory will be attained at all. Your absence has been felt. And you are called the remedy.
What do you mean, follow my heart? What temptations? What challenges?
Ding, 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 ding! Oh, I am so sorry, but the crystal ball has spoken. I must see other customers. Oh, I mean, esteemed visitors. Good day.
All right, enough funny business. Let's get to Midway and play some music.
So, what exactly will we be playing? Do you have some charts for us?
Charts? We're just gonna play. You need charts.
Look, mister, you're lucky we're still hanging around. Just give us the charts.
You know what? Forget it. Just go.
Let's go back to that other thing.
Lights and colors. and spectacle galore, ablaze with sights and sounds and hurly-burly, a symphony of steel, Art Deco splashed throughout. You'd think the place would be a marvel, surely. The white guys on the stage are the cats who earn a buck. They play straight from the page, while the real players are straight out of luck. Stuck in midway bars for hardly any pay, while the white jazz stars make an easy way. They take their songs or play fake shit, then watch some shows by the world's snake bit. If I get work around this place, it's either with the cats who earn a scrapin', playing hoochie cooch, or for the guys who steal their songs and only know how to mooch. They play the songs, they play them right. They make a sound that's real tight. Then we come along and take their stuff along with the money. It's a big fat bluff. Hoochie cooch, like Daddy L. He played all day, but it didn't sell. And I come along with dough as a lure. No wonder they thought my intentions weren't pure. I've been doing wrong and taking part, instead of singing their songs. True to the heart, I'm coming home. I'll make things right. I never should have taken flight.
This one's for you, Walt. Weary bones and weary soul, time has come to take its toll. Life was long enough for me, roots as long as a live oak tree. Soon enough I'll join the ranks of the holy on sunlit banks, marching straight across Galilee, finally home and finally free.
As we come, we will prance, free of troubles, free to dance, making love up in the sky, with the Lord there way up high, making love up in the sky, way up high.
When the time comes for me to pass, march along and play that brass, I'll be singing by your side, full of joy and full of pride. Jesus, carry me to shore, I will sing forevermore.
As we come, we will prance, free of troubles, free to dance, making love up in the sky, with the Lord there way up high. We can love up in the sky, way up high.
Here we go.
troubles we come, we will prance, we will prance. Free troubles, free to dance, we will dance. Making love up in the sky, with the Lord there way up high. Making love up in the sky, way up high.
Making love up in the sky, with the Lord there way up high. We can love up in the sky, way up high.
He's looking down on you and smiling now, Penelope. He sure would have had a hell of a time here today. He was ready. And now he's passed on, looking down at us from above, looking over to us from all around. Nobody will forget him round here. They couldn't if they tried.
Papa. Miss Thibodeaux, it was nice of you to come, but you didn't need to dress up in full mourning.
Yes, I did. I'm in mourning just as much as you are. Walter and I, we are connected forever. And it's because of you.
Mama.
Mr. Sycamore, it's been a while since you made me smile. Hey, have you seen Penelope? I bet she comes here all the time. Hey, Penelope, where you been? It's been a while since I seen you too. Hey, Penelope, I've been sick. 'Cause I miss the days I sat right here with you. I gotta tell you, I imagine every day that you're back here in our spot, imagining the things that we would say, like, come on, just hide here, we can't get caught. Hey, Penelope, where you been? Do you still remember sitting here with me? If I saw you now, I don't know where I'd begin. But I wish we were together with our tree. I left to find that you were right. I should have known to hold on tight. The park is what it was before. How could I have wanted more? I'm going home to the place from where I came. Thank God some things stay the same, 'cause now I need you back. I need our tree. I need you to need me. Penelope. Hey, Penelope. Hey, Penelope. Where you been?
Caramia, you ready for the final run through?
Je suis toujours prête, mon amour.
Okay. Here we go. Tonight's show is dedicated to Daddy Lavelle. He sure as hell wouldn't want us to stop playing and giving you all what you come here for. Can't say I can play like him, but I'll do my best. Take it easy on a man in the morning. Give it your all, baby.
This one's for Walter. Hit it, maestro! Will you come to Russia with me now, Willie?
Sugar Pea, you know how I feel about this.
And I know how you're feeling right now. I just want you to respond to me, darling, as a woman and as a Leninist.
Oh, baby. I can't hold it back any longer. I love you. Just maybe a hold off on the communism bit for tomorrow?
We'll see.
I still can't believe you've been working for your own mother your whole life and never had a clue.
Life is always throwing surprises at you.
Don't you see? Nothing ends up the way your 17-year-old self thinks it will.
Well, some things do. You know, there's continuity everywhere and everything.
The only continuity is love, Penny. And it's all we can take in a world that constantly works so hard to hold us down and keep us in chains. Penelope, I can't hold it in any longer. You're my best friend. But you're more than that. I love you.
Oh, Mara, I love you too.
No, Penny. I'm in love with you. For real. Listen, Trent is not coming back. He moved to Chicago for his own career, and he missed your father's funeral. Is that the kind of man you want to spend the rest of your life with? I know more about you than he ever has. And I'm loyal. And I'm here. And I love you. Give me a chance, Penelope. I promise you, once you see what I can give you, you won't go back to him. Sometimes we have to accept that things change. Your business, your family, your desires. Don't fight it, Penny.
Penelope!
Trent? You got my letter.
Letter? What letter?
What are you doing here? No men allowed at the loom.
I've got to see Penelope, but Penelope, I can't stay away.
Get out of here. Penelope doesn't want you any longer. Not after what's happened here. And you gone away the whole time up to bigger and better things. Doesn't matter what you have to say anymore. Go back to your fancy Chicago.
You don't know a thing about me and Penelope. Let Penelope answer for herself. Penelope, what's going on?
Must we fight like this? I've been through too much lately to put up with much more.
Of course not, baby.
Trent, a lot has happened in the last week. I lost a father, and I gained a mother.
Penelope. Daddy L, Penny, I'm so sorry. But what do you mean you gained a mother?
Marie-Thérèse Thibodeaux. She's my mama. Look, Trent, I know you didn't think much of my ideas before you left, but now that there's money and a place to back it up, nothing's stopping us. Papa, he didn't say much. He let the keys do the talking. Now he is jamming way up in the sky, while all of us here keep on walking. It all happened so fast since you've been gone away. But Papa will smile looking on what has passed. And me, I can finally say, Mama, Mama, and the radio. I'm gonna get my dreams now. I'll start my own show. Mama, Mama, and the radio. The market came a-crashing down, but we were saved by the miracle of sound. When things are tragic, people need some magic. A song that feels like a prayer. A song that soars through the air. No one will care who is playing. Our little secret to share. No one can see us or stop us from saying we'll play together, see if we care. Mama, Mama, and the radio. Mama, Mama, watch us go. We'll sing all day and dance all night. We're gonna get our dreams now. Papa, we'll do it right. Mama, Mama, and the radio. Mama, 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 Mama's passing on the factory, the company as well. I'm a Thibodeaux now, as much as a Lavelle. Thanks to Mama, Mama, and the radio. Mama and the radio. Trent and Mara, you two, come here tomorrow, right? And we'll sort it all out. Okay?
Okay, Penny. What's this all about? Without Daddy Lavelle around, things ain't any easier at the Bonton. We're barely scraping by out here.
And getting the Bonton back up to its former glory should be all of our priorities.
I mean, come on. We have to be realistic
Just let
about...
me explain, okay? Look at this. You all know what it is. Papa stowed it away. He only brought it back when Trent came around because he knew Trent couldn't resist it. And he was right. The Buddy Bolden cylinder. But Papa didn't care about that. He cared about the music. The music wasn't in the cylinder. The music was alive. It is alive. Nobody's buying cylinders these days. People want what's now, what's new. We don't need a cylinder. We need radio. Okay, Mama's given us a space and the financial capital to start a station. Willie, you can be our engineer. Mara, you'll be our financial and marketing director. Trent can be the music director and pick the talent. I'll be the active manager of it all. And Cara Mia, you can be our MC.
I'm sorry, Penelope, but how will I make any change with a job like that?
Well, you can have your own weekly 30-minute segment on the channel, something like Jazz and the People. I think about all the change Huey Long's been able to achieve through radio. This is the way to reach the people directly. This is the way we make a change.
Well, if I can't go to Russia, perhaps this is the next best thing. I can see it now. My new dance will be the dance of the airwaves. I'll wake them up from their sleep of false consciousness as I blast into their living rooms every week. Oh, what do you say, Willie?
If this means I'm going to get paid, count me in.
But what about the Bonton?
Papa always played for the music. If he had a chance to not worry about any damn patrons or any funny business and just play, you know, grab it up. The Bonton doesn't have to close, but it doesn't have to be the only source of income for Willie and Cara Mia either.
And I could play and be heard through this station? I mean, how many people even listen to the radio?
Oh, well, 12 million Americans had radio 3 years ago, and that number is increasing rapidly.
I'm sorry, did you say million?
Give it 5 years and every living room in the country is going to have a radio. Trent, you want to be an influential musician? This is the way to do it. And besides, on the radio, nobody can see us. Mara, baby, you've always had a knack for business. And if you join us, we can be together every day, all day. And besides, how else are you going to stay in this city without a job?
You're right.
See, Mama? I told you I had a vision. Crescent City Records.
Crescent City Records. Papa would be proud. So am I.
And we'll be the guardians of jazz purity in New Orleans, huh, Trent? With access to Buddy's cylinder, we have that kind of credibility, I'd say.
Right. The essence of jazz. Just what the white folk coming here to steal our music have been looking for.
Jazz is already moving around the country like wildfire. If it's not dead just because nobody's buying records, and it didn't die here. With this radio, we can give people all over the world real, living jazz, straight out of the oven. Real people living their lives now.
People like us.
The sounds of New Orleans.
A radio station run by a mulatta, a lesbian, a black man, a communist, and a white boy? I like the sound of that. But it's a damn good thing nobody can see us. Nobody can see us.
So, I'm tired of everyone telling us who we are, where we're from, what our music is about. So now they're gonna have to listen to me. What? Let me tell you what, to hell with purity. I'm sick of being tortured by my essence, or any essence for that matter. All we've got is each other. Our relationships to each other. I mean, real life is messy, just like real music. Heck, even Beethoven was a quadroon. Welcome to WGAZ New Orleans, live and on the air. Today we've got Trent, Ulysses, Hunter III, and Willie Fixit Ashford playing you their latest tune right from the heart of town.
In a streetcar down St. Charles, I dream of a girl so fine.
I never thought I'd find her right up on the old Desire line.
We'd ferry from Canal Street across the Mississippi,
or catch a film near Rampart if we miss that darn old ship.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
From Esplanade to City Park or up on Maple Street, you can hear old Buddy playing, and I think he might be saying, I'm the Crescent City baby, and our love shore is sweet.
Two moonstruck, moony lovers neath the oak we sit all day and pass away the hours that promenade to Rue Carré.
You'd walk me through St. Louis, through Charters hand in hand. We'd hide our stealth affections and both would understand.
From Lakeside in Gentilly to the Faubourg Marigny, even when we're kept apart, even if you break my heart, I'm your Crescent City baby, it's plain for all to see.
From Lakeside, you know.